baby? It's your boy Trex, the sports junkie. Yeah, I'm on audio, but just know I'm LSU down right now at box office. You should see me. I got the shirt, I got the hat, I got the shoes, baby. It's all about the Bayou Bengals. But with that being said, what up, box office?
Hey man, I know y'all only want to talk LSU. I have not seen a. I haven't seen Jasper since he predicted 11 wins for the Saints. I have not seen a single Cedric Bryant who dat report this year. I, I know y'all want to talk everything but the NFL, but tonight we also go talk some NFL. Woohoo!
It's all good. It's all good. And then of course I got my brother. I just want to say this before I introduce him. AC, give me my ladder, baby, because I'm climbing in college. Woo! So
Man, look, bro. I'm gonna kick that ladder out next week, bro. I gave y'all a chance this week. A couple of guys let me down, but it's all good, man. I am the guru. I'm the college guru. So I got some work to do in the NFL. But I'm definitely not gonna let you catch me in college. Don't even think that.
yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see. I'm climbing. I wish I could see me right now, cause I'm climbing, baby. 7-0.
Hey
Woo!
man, and don't you ever describe your attire to me, man. what? What trying to give me a
Hey,
mental picture of what he looking like right now?
hey,
No.
cause I want you to know, man. I'm LSU down all day, every day, baby.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
But with that being said, man, let's get it started. Box office. What's up?
Hey man, we are going to get to some NFL. We might even do a quick preview of the NBA season. But let's start off with some college football. Another crazy weekend as usual in college football. We had Indiana beating Oregon, Texas beating Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout. Um, uh, we had Alabama hold it down against Missouri. Who are your winners and losers for this past week?
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go first. I'm about to switch me over. I'm walking in my house now.
It's all good. Okay, well, I'm gonna start with my loser. I know y'all probably not gonna name them, but I am gonna name them, bro. I'm going Florida State. I am. The nose, you beat Alabama, who might be one of the hottest teams in the league that's in the country that's not undefeated. Of course, the undefeated teams, we gotta show love to them. But a team that since then has looked really good week in and week out is the Crimson Tide, and you knocked them off week one. And then since then, I'm not tripping on you losing to Virginia. Virginia's ranked pretty much up there. I think they're 14. I'm not 100% sure. I know they're around that range.
17, 18,
Seven,
somewhere.
okay, so okay, around there. Okay. So they're 17, 18. Then you lose to Miami. No, no, there's nothing wrong with that. But and I'm not saying Pitt's a terrible team, but now you just pretty much, I always talk about long term when it comes to my winners and losers. Florida State's pretty much done now. And they beat Alabama. And that's crazy because Alabama's a good team.
I'm doing
Um,
that.
I think they're pretty much done. So I'm gonna say Florida State is my loser because I think their season's over. Despite having a great win against Alabama week one. So that's my biggest loser. As far as my winner, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not even gonna go Indiana because I expect one of y'all to, because y'all should, because y'all disrespected them last week on the show. I'm gonna go USC. I told C going into the season, USC is not the same old USC. I know they lost
You
Illinois,
ain't gonna be over here in about
but they
20
had their
minutes.
shots against Illinois, and they let Illinois, they let it get away from it at the very end. They dominated that game against Michigan. They dominated, and USC, bruh, is making their run right now. They're making their run. So yeah, I'm going USC. Hold on. All right. All right. See, my bad. I
No
had a
good.
gentleman. But yeah, I think USC is the biggest winner because USC has catapulted themselves into now you have to start talking about them as a playoff team. I'm not saying they're a playoff team, but they're in that discussion now. They're one loss to Illinois. I know Illinois got beat up by Indiana and Ohio State, but still, USC to me, I thought that was very impressive, the way they dominated the team, because USC is looked upon as a team that's finesse, soft, some would say. Michigan's known as a bully that punches you right in the mouth. And on Saturday, USC did the bullying on Saturday. So I'm going USC as my biggest winner.
All right, I'll go next. My biggest loser, man, is Auburn. And I feel bad for Auburn, honestly, because they keep getting freaking screwed. Are you kidding me? I don't know what the hell was going on in that game. They were up, I believe it was 10-0, if I remember.
Yep, 10-0.
And, dog, they crossed the pylon for a touchdown. Somehow they don't see that, even though there's replay. But I see it all the way from Richmond, Virginia. And Auburn got screwed. And then there was this other moment where Kirby's argued about a timeout.
That's crazy.
No, I don't know what was going on back.
That dude called timeout. I don't care what Kirby said. He called timeout.
I don't even see how they let him get away with that.
I don't know what's going on, but this is the second time Auburn's been screwed. I thought they got screwed in the Oklahoma game. There was this one clear fumble returned for a touchdown that they called incomplete in the end. Then they got screwed on a pass interference later in that game. Now you get this situation against Georgia. Auburn's my loser just because they have had terrible luck. And I feel bad for Hugh Freeze. 3 straight losses now. The Texas A&M loss was a true loss. They couldn't do anything on offense. But these other 2 losses, I thought they should have won the game. And I barely ever blame losses on refs and all of that. I usually do not use the refs as an excuse. This was pathetic because I thought the refs were bad in both of those games. So I feel for Auburn. I really do. They're just going to have to – eventually they're going to have to pull off a big upset. But it does not look like they're going to win 8 games this year. And I hope Auburn continues to stay patient with Hugh Freeze because I think Hugh Freeze can make them a contender, but they need to be patient. You can't expect these immediate results in the SEC. And you also need luck to go your way sometimes. And they have not had luck on their side this year at all. My winner, man, I'm gonna go Texas A&M, man. Just when you think A&M might screw it up like they used to do in the past, they have not done that yet this year. They've beat Notre Dame, they beat Auburn, they beat Mississippi State, crushed Mississippi State, and now they beat Florida. One of these games A&M in the past was always bound to choke out. They have not. This year they've been consistent. Marcel Reed's look good. They also have Arkansas next, which I do expect them to beat. So after they beat Arkansas, if they do, they've only got a couple ranked matchups ahead, which include LSU, Missouri, and Texas. They could, even with 2 losses, they could get into the playoffs. So they've set themselves up really well. Mike Elko is doing a good job. Like I said, Marcel Reed, 12 touchdowns, throwing 4 interceptions this year. He's been good. He's been clutch as well. So my winner is A&M because they continue impressing me. I think that they can be a good playoff team come later in the year if they just stay consistent.
All right. So I guess it's on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
My loser, I was gonna go with the obvious, in which that would be Oregon, but I'm a veer to the left a little bit. My loser is Penn State for so many reasons, bruh. They for one reason they suck this year. Period. That's all it is. Second thing, they lose their quarterback for the year. Third thing, They fire their coach. Season's over, bro. Season is over for Penn State. And what some pick to be the national champions, a national championship run for them is coming up way short. And you can't predict injuries, but their season was over before this injury. And I don't like to see anybody lose his job, but it was time for him to go, man. You know what I mean? It was really time. I guess the team had he may have lost the team. Or he can't play the football game for them. I will say that, but he wasn't reaching them anymore, and it was translating on the field to trash. So it was time for him to go. What's his name? What's the comedian's name that played him? Like did the great impersonation of him? Key Michael Key or whatever.
Yeah.
They everybody was posting that.
Keegan Michael Key, yeah.
Yeah. They were posting that before the game of him running out when he came and ran out. I think that was last year. He ran out impersonating him. And now it's like maybe they want to call him up to come coach the team for real. I don't know who's their next coach is gonna be, but he's gonna have a job on his hands because I expect to see a lot of people decommit for their commits that coming there because they were coming to play for him. But I think they're the biggest loser. They lost so many things this week, so they're the biggest losers. Biggest winner, your Texas Longhorns. This week, I think it may have saved their season because that's easily the biggest win they've had all year. They look miles ahead of Oklahoma in this game. Mateer looked like he hadn't played in months, not just weeks. And y'all made a couple of good plays. Now, it didn't look good early, but as the game went on, they kind of established that they were a better team and kind of looked like the team that we expected them to look like all year. And Arch had a better game. Like I said, y'all look like the team we expected this year in this game. So a couple of balls bounced their way as well. What was it, pick six?
Punt return touchdown.
Punt return touchdown. That's what I'm thinking about. Y'all didn't have a pick six, right?
No, but we did have 3 picks.
Yeah. He kept throwing it to you. But it did. Y'all did have a pick six, didn't you?
No, we had that punt return by Ryan Niblett. We had DeAndre Moore scored a touchdown. And I want to say we just scored those 2 touchdowns. The rest were field goals.
Yeah. But like I said, it was Oklahoma was clearly outclassed. Should never been a number 6 team in the nation, clearly. And now things are shaking out. And like I said, I give them the biggest win. Congratulations, y'all needed one of those.
I got a question for you before we move on, but it goes to both of y'all. You did say that Penn State was the biggest loser because they lost everything. Do y'all think they're gonna give Drew Aller another year as far as like a medical red shirt where he can transfer?
I think they will, but I don't think he's gonna want to come back. I think he's gone. I think he wants to go to the league. I think he sees the writing on the wall where it's only going to get worse for Penn State, at least for the next year or two, because they need recruits, they need money, they need a restart. A lot of those starters are going to be gone. So I think Drew Aller's going to the league no matter what.
And what, it was ACL?
They never clarified. I don't know why they keep kind of like hiding it, and everything I've looked up doesn't say clearly. But one source said it's basically a dislocated ankle, kind of like what happened to Fred Warner.
Well, the reason why I asked her is because I think if they give him another year, I think he transfers from Penn State and then goes to maybe like a Miami, because Carson Beck is going to move on. I'm just using that as an example, but I think that Drew Allen should come back because his draft stock it went all the way down. I'm talking about he may not even get drafted because you have to think he hasn't played well and he's coming off a serious injury that's going to cause for him to miss the remainder of the year. I don't know. Like, you may take a chance because he's a big kid, but he would definitely not go top 3 rounds, in my opinion, unless he just has a pro day but that doesn't even have a pro day because he's hurt.
Yeah,
So
that's
I mean,
probably.
I don't know. I think that he should come back if he gets a medical red shirt and prove himself, whether that's Miami, whether that's maybe LSU, somewhere. I just think that he should come back and prove that the hype we're going into this season. Maybe even a Clemson. Hey, you never know.
I think he should come back. He most definitely should come back. They'll give him a medical red shirt. Because this what was this game 5 of the season?
They won the first 3, lost. This was game 6.
6. That's a lot, bro.
Well, I think that this is the last game possible for him to because I think what is it go over half the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 12-game season, right? So so he can't. I think if he gets one, it'll be this that he just made the clearance for the medical red shirt or whatever. So I think he should definitely come back because his stock was already down, as you said.
Right.
So him going back and thinking that him just going in the draft, just basically trying to get drafted off his size is not going to work out too well for him. He'll be a very late round pick. Whereas if he comes back and he shines, he could be a first round pick.
For sure. Okay. Well, and before you go, one more thing, box office, since I didn't really mention them. Shout out to the Hoosiers. Nobody wanted to say they were the winners, but it's all good. Signetti and Mendoza just keep proving C wrong. Just disrespected Indiana.
I just didn't think they were better than Oregon, bro.
You thought Illinois was better than them too.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's cool. I applaud them. I like Signetti, but I didn't see them. I didn't see them be able to. Basically, they're duplicating their success from last year.
Yeah, but that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I don't think at the beginning of the year any of us had them in the
I didn't. And that happened in the playoffs. I thought they lost their quarterback. I'm like, bro, you always lose your quarterback. That always a red flag for me. Yeah. I know they got Mendoza in the transfer portal, but I'm just like, I saw him at Cal. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't have them in the playoffs at all either. So that's I'm glad he's showing. I think unintentionally, he's auditioning for another team, another job. So he's showing that he's that dude as far as coaches out here. I don't think there's any other coaches out here better than him or whatever. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't think there's any other coaches out here better than him that are going to be on the market. You think Penn State going to reach out?
Absolutely. They'll reach out. I don't know if he's going to take it.
Yeah, who knows? Is Penn State a better job?
It's a better job, football-wise.
Than Indiana?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. But I read a report today that Penn State's going to try Marcus Freeman. I do think that Penn State is a downgrade from Notre Dame.
I agree.
Notre Dame is a better historical powerhouse, even more success lately. And I think them being independent only helps. They can dictate their own schedule. So I do think that's a step down, but from Indiana, that's a huge step up. And plus, one thing about Penn State, they actually spend money. Like they have the alumni and everything. So it's a place you should win at.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see it. I could definitely see. I'm not leaving Notre Dame for Penn State. If at best it's a lateral move. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely not moving up, like you said, just because of the same thing that you just said, man. Just by them being independent is the caveat that make me want to stay. And they are spending money now. They don't have the same problems they had when Kelly was there. The alumni association is chipped in, and now they spending money over there like they supposed to. And Penn State, I think you have to have a certain amount of GPA over there too. So you still have academic restrictions too. So hell, you might as well stay where you at. But Signetti, I think Signetti would be on the move, if I ain't mistaken.
Okay. Okay. What we got, box office? What you got next?
All right. So with the college football, let's see. Let's do okay. So we're 6 games in, so we're technically halfway through the year. But let's finally get into the Heisman race. I think it's finally appropriate to get into it. I hate when people do it week 2. So your top 3 Heisman candidates as of right now.
All right. You want me to go first? Or you got it.
You go ahead.
All right. I just right now I think it's a more so a 4-man race. I'm gonna give you 4, even though I think 3. I understand when you want to go with 3. I'm the one that's saying the topics, so I'm gonna go with a tie for number 3, Marcel Reed and Fernando Mendoza. I just think the team success from those 2 teams, that weighs a big portion on the Heisman. We understand that. We've been watching college football for a long time. Both of those programs, like C said earlier, I don't think none of us had A&M or Indiana in the playoffs right now. And the way those 2 guys have performed, to me, Reed, he has a great moment. He beat Notre Dame basically on a walk-off. So, I mean, at Notre Dame, that's a fire moment. So Reed for me, and then Fernando Mendoza, what he's doing at Indiana, stepping in, and then on the road, you could make a case that that's the best win this year as far as beating a team on the road, going into Oregon, into Eugene, and beating them down. So yeah, I go with them as far as a tie for 3. And then the next 2 guys, and it's not so much Carson Beck's numbers at 2. It's the swagger in which Carson Beck's playing with. I just feel like he makes Miami looks great regardless, but he just looks like a totally different guy in Miami. And the way Miami's performing, you always got to have the guy on the best team. And I told you, I think Miami, based on my eyes, not necessarily, resume maybe in some people's mind, even though I think Miami has a fire resume, you got to give Carson Beck his flowers. I'm putting Carson Beck at number 2. But at number 1, I know his first week was terrible. I know Florida State beat him down, but Ty Simpson, bro. Hey, bro, that dude is balling. Hey, and the crazy thing is, Alabama receivers, they dropped the ball, or his numbers would be even more padded. Ty Simpson, he has this swagger about him, and that's what I said even when he lost to Florida State, if y'all remember. I was like, bruh, he kept fighting in that game. He kept fighting. Even though the offensive line was not blocking for him, Ty Simpson, to me, there's a good chance, bro, he runs away with this Heisman if Alabama can win out. So I got Ty Simpson at number 1. And that's hard for me because I'm an LSU alum.
All right. So I'm going to start off my front runner, Carson Beck, Miami. Okay. He's looked good, bro. He's looked good. This is the best thing that could have happened to him. Him transferring, draft stock going back up. He has a chance at another natty. He's been efficient. Some say he hadn't been really electric, but I think he's been exactly what they need in Miami. You know what I mean? I think he's been exactly what they need. And I think he elevates their team, because I think last year, what was the guy's name?
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. I think last year they don't win a game with Cam Ward without Cam Ward. I think they're like a 5-win team without Cam Ward, and he elevated the team, right? I think this year the players around him are better than they were last year, maybe because they're a little older, and he elevates them too. So he's not as good as Cam Ward was, I don't think, but I think he's better. He's a better fit to elevate the talent on that team. So I got Carson Beck on my front runner. Second one, I actually thought he was trash after that first game. I did. I said it multiple times. I thought the next game that it was lucky, but you ain't lucky that many times. Ty Simpson. He's actually a damn good quarterback, bro. Every time I've watched him since that game, he's been one of the reasons why they won, and not a reason why they're not winning in spite of him. Like if they had been able to come back and win that Florida State game, it would have been in spite of him because he played terrible. But I definitely have him number 2. And third, Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana. I almost changed my pick that morning of the game.
Oh.
And let me tell you why. I was watching ESPN. They had a special on him and his younger brother being the quarterback and the backup there. And it was cool. And I actually looked at him. I was like, damn, okay. Well, he is pretty good. You know what I mean? Like I looked at him because I hadn't really just watched the whole Indiana game this year. But I watched him. I looked at more highlights. I started to do a little more research on him. And I started to change my pick. But I was just like, man, no way to beat Oregon. I was wrong. Fernando Mendoza, you are definitely on the Heisman watch this year. And fourth place, just an honorable mention that because he still hadn't really got it going. Gary Nussmeier.
Oh, come on.
Hey, he got 6 more games to get it going, and guess what? He vaults right back into that notion. He's finally getting a little healthy. He looked better this week. I anticipate him getting a little more healthy and making some of them throws like we expected him to be making.
My dog, yeah, you the truth. See, I give you, hey, bro, you the truth, bro.
You had to ruin it somehow.
So you telling me if Garrett Nussmeier just didn't start slinging it like he did last year, all of a sudden he's not vaulted right back into this conversation?
Oh yeah, he can because he actually gets the Alabama game. If they beat Bama and he outplays Todd Simpson, for sure he's back in the mix.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think that applies to so many players. Like Arch is one of those people.
I don't know about Arch, bro. I think everybody's off of Arch.
I think Arch and the Nuss Bus have been very similar. I don't think either one is impressive. I think defenses are carrying both of them, to be honest. I just think I would have to see a completely different version of Nussmeier to get back in the race, to be honest. With my race currently, it's similar to y'all's. I'm gonna go number 3, Ty Simpson. I think you learned a lesson there. I think that we all learn at times. We can't count dudes off like week 1 and 2 and stuff like that. Like we just got to see more. We have to remember that start against Florida State was his first ever start. So, we have to give guys time. One guy that's not helping them is Ryan Williams, though.
Right.
Dog, 0 catches this week.
Yep.
He didn't catch a damn ball. And I watched the game.
Right.
He targeted him a couple times, but the chemistry seems bad. He also has had some bad drops this year. I've got Ty Simpson at number 3, though. He's looked really good since the Florida State game. Only 1 interception so far this year. So he's looked good. The only reason I have these 2 guys ahead is simply because they haven't lost. Number 2, I'm going to go Fernando Mendoza. He was at Cal the last couple years and looked like an average quarterback. He looks way more confident against with Cignetti. It was a great pickup by Indiana because obviously he fits the scheme and everything. He looked good against Oregon outside the 1 pick 6. So and it doesn't even matter since they won in the end. But number one, I'm going to go Carson Beck. He's completed 73% of his passes, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's been very good. He's looked completely different as well. Like last year at Georgia, he didn't look confident to me at all times. At Miami, he looks confident. It looks like that change of scenery was exactly what he needed. So as of right now, I will go Simpson at 3, Mendoza at 2, and number 1 Carson Beck. But it can change. I mean, all these guys are another loss away from it looking completely different. I think some people would add Dante Moore last week here.
Absolutely.
And there's no Dante Moore could also get back into it, but he would have to really pick it up. So that's the Heisman race for me as of right now.
Okay, so we all pretty much around the same when it comes to this race. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I'm looking through these college topics. All right, last one. Give me your top 5 current teams.
Okay. So I think the top 5 teams, the way they're currently orchestrated, is correct. I do. The only thing I would say, if you're saying, okay, of course, if a team loses, we have to weigh that in. But if you ask me to be truthful, do I think Ole Miss is better than Alabama? I don't. I think if I had to go off of the eye test, I think Ole Miss would lose to Alabama on a neutral site. So I would swap them. But outside of that, I have no issue with the top 5 being the way they are. And if you want to keep Ole Miss there, I'm cool with that because Ole Miss earned it. They're undefeated right now. They got quality wins on their resume. So yeah, I'm cool. But the way it exactly is, the only other thing I would say is y'all know I have Miami number 1.
Yeah. All right. Well, mine, like I said, I'm kind of a guy. I kind of use my common sense on stuff. So the way it's constructed, and I know you're gonna say I'm hating on Indiana. If Indiana had to play Texas A&M today, who are you picking?
Indiana. For sure,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. I'm probably
I'm taking Indiana against anybody but Miami and Ohio State.
Hell no, bro.
I'm telling you, I am.
Today. I may pick them. I may pick them against Texas A&M. I may pick them against Ole Miss. 0 chance I pick them against Alabama.
I think they can beat Bama. I do. I'm not being funny. Like I think Bama's good.
I like I said, I did kind of lay eyes on Indiana this week. I don't think they're better than Bama. I don't think they're better than Bama. I saw a little bit of Texas A&M. Depends on where they play. If they play at Texas A&M, I'm taking it Texas A&M.
I don't care, yeah, but that plays a factor. But I just think Indiana is really good, bro. Do you realize their 2 losses last year was to the teams that played in the national championship game?
Yeah,
that's their only 2 losses.
I really think that they're coached up. I probably would take them against Ole Miss. I would take them against Ole Miss unless they were playing at Ole Miss. I definitely take them over Texas Tech. I can't take them. I mean, I take them against Oregon, of course.
And they beat Oregon at Eugene.
Yeah, that's
not even a neutral site.
Right, you're right.
And I want to say that about Mendoza real quick before you go any further. I always said about Andrew Luck, what I like about Andrew Luck, that's why I was so high on him. In that USC game when it was the USC game, he threw the pick and then came right back down and scored. Bro, Mendoza threw the interception. I'm like, bruh, like you keep it arguing in this game, and that fool just marched him right back down and scored. I like that. To me, that shows something that, I'm not going to get too down just because I made a mistake. And Signetti even said that afterwards. He was joking. I don't know exactly what he said, but he was saying basically like, I told him now go out there and go do something now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they're a good team. They definitely are better than they're definitely better than most people Huh? No, he yeah, he hadn't called me. So he's out there. That's fine. Okay, my bad, y'all. This is
No, you good?
No, I think that, like I said, I think they're a good team. It's just certain teams, if they had to play them, I wouldn't pick them.
And that's fair. That's fair. I put that in like the way I feel about certain things, but I also put, okay, what was your best win? And they went on the road at Eugene and beat the Ducks. And the Ducks is not a trash team. The Ducks are, I think, a good team. We're gonna find out more because Penn State is their best win, and Penn State are like trash.
Yeah, that's not a good win to have as your best win right now. But it's kind of like us with Clemson. But that's one of the things, man. I just wouldn't pick them against. But as it's currently constructed, I can't really argue with it too much because all the teams in the top 5 are undefeated, and that's when you start having your one-loss team. Texas, the undefeated team that's under a one-loss team, and I think that's well deserved. I definitely wouldn't take them. I got teams behind them that I would take ahead of Texas Tech, but like I said, that's the top 5. I can roll with it. I can't be too mad about it. I think they have them in the right order, and yeah, I'm with it.
Okay. I have no problem with the rankings currently either. Ohio State number 1, defending champs, haven't lost. The defense looks really good. The defense is going to be tough to score on. When now looking back at that Texas game, a lot of people thought Arch was just struggling. Well, he was, but a lot of it was that Matt Patricia defense. Matt Patricia is really carried over from the NFL to college football smoothly. So Ohio State defense looks good. Number 2, Miami, probably the most impressive resume so far, beating Florida State, South Florida, Florida. They've swept the whole Florida, and they continue looking different than everybody else. When I watch them, the eye test tells me they just look different. Number 3, Indiana, obviously. They've got 2 impressive wins. They beat the crap out of Illinois. It wasn't even close. Then now you beat Oregon on the road. Hey, now, we're going to start taking Indiana very seriously. And the good thing for Indiana, if they make it to the Big Ten title game, they will not have a single ranked opponent to face as of right now up until the Big Ten title game. So Indiana has it made. They have Penn State left on their schedule, but, that doesn't look the same anymore. Yeah, I mean, they lost their quarterback. They lost their coach. They've got the Purdue's, teams that they're going to be expected to beat the crap out of. So shout out to Indiana. I like them at number 3. And number 4 and 5 are A&M and Ole Miss. I just said my winner was A&M because they continue impressing me. And Ole Miss, obviously, a good win against LSU. They make every game hard, though. They escaped against Washington State. They escaped against Arkansas. They escaped against Kentucky. Typical Lane Kiffin team, but they can't continue playing around like that too much because then eventually you're going to lose. But as of right now, so far, so good. So I've got no issue with the rankings.
Cool deal.
All right, let's get to our picks. So looked into the picks today, broke it down from last week. X went a 7-0.
Yeah, say that again.
And X, you really needed that because you are still dead last in college. So, but hey, you're back in the race though. You're 20. So we picked 50 games. You're at 27-23.
Yeah.
Jasper 28-22. Antonio 29-21. I'm at 30-20, and C is at 31-19. So we're all a game or two. We're all a game or two there.
I let y'all
Um,
take a little early lead because I felt bad for y'all, but now I'm about to make my rent.
Boy, stop, man.
well, we've got another very, very good slate. I'm honestly having a tough time picking these games, so let's get to it. First game, Missouri at Auburn.
Okay, Missouri at all. That's a fire. That's fire. That's fire. Oh, Missouri impressed me this past week against Alabama. But I feel like Auburn has to get one of these games. I'm gonna take Auburn.
I'm in the same mind state. I'm I'm kind of scared to pick Auburn though because it seems like they just been if they're not finding a way to lose, losing is finding them. Um, like the craziest things keep happening to these dudes, but they are playing in Auburn, coming out for another wacky loss. I'm going with the Tigers. How about that?
Which ones?
Oh, shit.
I'm just scared that Auburn. The reason why I'm scared to pick Auburn is because I feel like when you start losing, it's almost like not that Hugh Freeze lost his team, but you could lose your team when you lose these type of games. And it's like, bruh, come on, man.
Yeah. I'm almost all right, bro. I'm going with Missouri, bro. I guess so, yeah.
He got Missouri, man.
All right, I'm writing these picks down. I don't want to mess it up like I did a couple times last week.
Yeah, I had Atlanta, bro. My bad. I did have it.
Nah.
That's my bad. Don't believe your lying eyes with that video I sent.
I looked back at it today, anyways. All right, so Jasper and Antonio also have Missouri, but I'm with X here, man. They got to get one of these. They have to, and I think at home against Missouri, someone that they're only a 1 point underdog against. I'm gonna go with Auburn. They have to get this one, bro. And they can't continue having this bad of luck. So I'm gonna go with Auburn. All right, next game we have Georgia Tech at Duke.
Barbecue.
Oh, I got Georgia Tech. No disrespect to Duke. Shout out to Duke. Y'all know how I feel about that college, that university. But I think Tech is legit, bro. I got Georgia Tech.
I got Georgia Tech as well, man. Reggie Ball put me on
Come
them
on, man.
earlier this year. He told me that they was gonna be good, and he has not been wrong. So I'm going with them. They got the hot hand. I'm going with them.
Okay. I also said I got Georgia Tech in the ACC title game, so I've believed in them. And I love the way their offense has been looking. Duke is the actual favorite, actually, in terms of the Vegas odds, which makes it very interesting. But I've got Georgia Tech. I had them in ACC title game. I got to keep rolling with it. Antonio and Jasper have Georgia Tech as well.
Okay, that won't make our artwork then.
Yeah, exactly. Next game, we've got a classic rivalry, USC at Notre Dame.
Ooh. Hey, y'all know how I feel about Notre Dame, bro. But USC is tough, bro. I'm telling y'all, I was high on USC coming into this season. Oh man. I'm gonna take Notre Dame because they're a better Michigan. And even though they dominated Michigan, I just think Notre Dame is a better version of Michigan. Offensively and defensively. They got more weapons. Yeah, I'm gonna take Notre Dame at home, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a close game though. I do. It wouldn't surprise me if USC won.
USC jumps in the rankings at 20. That's crazy. But Notre Dame, I think they got their dumb losses out the way. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. They're at home
Wow.
too. And I still just don't believe in USC.
Okay. Antonio and Jasper have Notre Dame as well. I'm going Notre Dame as well. They're at home. They're the favorites. I still like them more than USC this year. They had a tough schedule early on, and now looking at their losses, they weren't bad losses at all. So I've got Notre Dame. I think that they're better, and I think that they could very well win out.
If they lose this one, I think they're done.
Yeah, they will be done if they lose this one, though. All right, next one, Battle of Utah, 2 undefeated teams. We've got Utah at BYU, and I'm going to tell you, Jasper and Antonio are split on this one.
Okay. I got Utah. I think Dampier, what he brings to the table running the football, is going to give them the slight edge. So I'm going Utah, the Utes. It's at BYU or at
BYU.
Oh, that's tough. All right, but I'm still gonna stick with Utah. See when blank.
He might be busy. I'll go next. I've got Utah as well. They've just looked more impressive to me. They haven't made a lot of these games look close at all. They've been dismantling teams. Now they dismantled Arizona State. They looked bad against Texas Tech, but that might be a good loss, honestly. I like the direction Utah's headed in. Like you said, Dampier has looked good. 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I'm going to go Utah as well. And BYU snuck it out last week. They very well could have lost to Arizona.
Yep.
See you there, or are we moving on to the next one? All right, we'll just move on. We'll get his picks later. All right. Next game, we have LSU at Vanderbilt.
Oh, I got the Tigers, man. What are we talking about, man? Hey, shout out to Vanderbilt. I don't think it's going to be an easy game for LSU. LSU's going to make it tough on themselves. I just think defensively what LSU brings to the table is going to, be the difference in this game. If LSU's offense could show up somewhat, they're going to be tough to, really tough to beat. Trey'Dez Green is a monster. I don't know how you guard him with one player, and who's the player you're sticking on. You almost have to stick a defensive end on him because he's so big, but then is that defensive end fast enough to keep up with him? So, yeah, I'm going LSU, but I do think it's going to be an extremely close game in Vandy.
Okay. Man, I told you, X, before the show, I was going back and forth with this one. LSU's defense looks really good, but their offense I don't trust. And you know what? I like that Vanderbilt's had 2 weeks to prepare for this one. I've got Vanderbilt.
Oh yes.
I like Vandy, man. I like when a team is at home and has 2 weeks to prepare. They're coming off a loss still against Alabama. They have not played since that game. Diego Pavia is going to destroy the Tigers.
Wow.
He's gonna give them fits like Marcel Reed did last year.
Not happening.
Okay.
Lenore Sellers, we just played against them.
Hey, y'all thought y'all's defense was good until Marcel Reed ran over them last year. And then Alabama quarterback, I don't know why his name is not coming to my mind, did it right after that. Milroe, yeah, that's in Seattle. Yeah. See, I think Diego Pavia puts on a show, and he does it at home. I've got Vanderbilt 20-17.
Wow. Hey, shout out to you. I'm trying to talk you out of it because I want you to pick Vanderbilt so I can climb my ladder. Woo!
And just so you know, I'm the only one. Antonio and Jasper picked LSU.
They smart. They're not crazy. LSU.
And I don't have to see. I know who he's done this.
Harold Perkins and the Weak Brothers. They're not letting that boy. Man, they just shut down Lenore Sellers.
Diego Pavia's look better than Sellers, bro.
Hey, you had Sellers in the playoffs, not me.
I did. They're underachieving. But man, I think this is Diego Pavia's show. I think he's not gonna have a lot of time to throw and get his wide receivers open, I think he's going to take off a bunch in this game. And I'm excited to see it. I've got Vandy, man, and I'm the only one. So we're about to find out.
Hey, that's the one I got. I'm gaining on you for sure.
Oh, here you go. All right, next matchup. We've got Tennessee at Alabama. Actually, timeout. C, you there?
Without breaking it, man.
My
bad, bro. Yeah, what'd you say? My bad, bro. Got some trouble in my garage. Go ahead,
bro. Tell us real quick. Battle of Utah at BYU. Everyone. Okay. Everyone's got Utah except Jasper. He's got BYU. And then in terms of the LSU Vanderbilt game, everyone has LSU except yours truly. I've got Diego Pavia getting it done at home in Nashville. Who you got? Hey, come on, man. You did that with the Ole Miss game, too.
No, I'm saying, why you even asking me who I got? You know who I got. I got
big confirm it.
I got big LSU, not the little one, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna ruin Pavia's little confidence early, man. So I'm not gonna get too much into it because when I do that, that's when I get us in trouble. But yeah, I got LSU, man.
I don't know the last time Vanderbilt beat LSU, but I think it's about time.
It's not.
Hey.
Let me see. Last time Vanderbilt football beat LSU. Let me see this.
Wishful thinking.
I'm looking at it right now. So LSU is a 10-game win streak.
Make it 11.
Wow, 1990. I wasn't even born yet. Is the last time Vandy beat LSU, and it's gonna happen 2025.
Then they playing at home, so they looking to tear down the goalpost. Your goalposts are safe.
I think it's going into the river.
Stop, bro.
All right, next game. It's the traditional third Saturday in October. I always remember this game because I remember it's always the third Saturday of October. Alabama versus Tennessee. Alabama's at home. Who we got?
Bruh, this is tough, bruh. Tennessee's coming off of a bye week, too, I think. Oh, my God. Tennessee beat them last year, huh?
I think they did, yeah.
I think so. I think Tennessee beat them last year. Oh, my God. Yeah, I know they did. Okay.
Tennessee isn't coming off a bye, though. They beat Arkansas this week.
They did beat Arkansas. That's right.
They kept going back and forth.
Yeah, they did go back and forth. You're right. I didn't watch that game. That's why I forgot about it.
And right. Tennessee did beat them last year. Yeah, they did.
I'm going to go with my eyes, bro. As much as I want to take Tennessee, I got Alabama. I just think Alabama, Ryan Williams has to play better. Alabama at home, it's gonna be hard to beat them. I'm gonna take the Crimson Tide.
Okay. So Antonio and Jasper have the Crimson Tide as well, and I'm going Alabama as well. I'm gonna root for Tennessee. I always do in this matchup, but I don't like Tennessee's defense. Every time they're supposed to step up, they don't get a stop. I like their offense, but you've got to be able to stop Alabama. And right. Ty Simpson and the company have just looked too good on offense. And I think this is going to be a back-and-forth shootout game. And eventually Alabama's going to get a stop. I'm going to go Alabama, man. I really want to pick Tennessee, but I don't trust their defense.
Right. He might take Tennessee. You don't want to talk.
The back car, he's going to let us know. I think the Nuts bus is calling him asking for help to Nashville. All right. Last game, and the game that Game Day is going to. We've got Ole Miss at Georgia in Athens. Who we got?
Bruh. This is the hardest game. I looked at it, I was like, bro, this is the hardest game to pick for me because Georgia, in the words of my good friend, is not that good. But they're in Georgia. And I just have to look at Ole Miss and say, everybody in the SEC is getting a loss. LSU got one, Alabama got one, not in the SEC, but they have a loss on their record, what I'm saying. I just don't believe Ole Miss can stay undefeated this long. Go into LSU, win that game. Go into no, it wasn't in LSU. It was in Ole Miss. Yeah, at Ole Miss. But they beat LSU, then turn around and beat Georgia at Georgia. I'm gonna take the Bulldogs.
Okay. Antonio actually picked the Rebels.
Wow.
Jasper picked Georgia. And if you remember last year, Ole Miss beat the crap out of them.
They did, absolutely.
They beat the crap out of them. But I'm kind of thinking the way you are. Ole Miss has to go down eventually. It's in Athens, which I don't like for Ole Miss. I think they keep playing around too much as well, making every game too close. I'm going to go with Georgia, even though I'm going to root for Ole Miss. I don't know about you, X. I know sometimes we root for our picks to be right. So I don't care too much about the picks in terms of like when it's two teams that, it's a 50-50 ball game. I just root for the team that I actually really want to see win, and I want to see Ole Miss to get it done. But I just have to go by what I think and what I've seen so far. I think Georgia's a little better.
Okay.
I'm going to go Georgia. So Antonio's the only one to go the opposite way.
Well, he might go Ole Miss because I will say this: Georgia has not looked great to me this year, but I just can't vision Ole Miss being the only undefeated SEC school at this juncture in the year. I can't get behind that. There's no way.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm viewing it. And it's in Athens, so yeah, I got Georgia for sure. While we waiting on C, I just want to ask you this. I know we're about to go to the NFL topics, but who do you think will replace James Franklin as the head coach in Penn State ultimately? OSC's here.
See you back.
Yeah.
Tell us who you got in the Alabama-Tennessee game and who you got in the Ole Miss-Georgia game.
Bama and Georgia.
Okay. All right.
One last time, bro.
All right. Man, I'm struggling with the Penn State thing because I think the two guys they need to reach out to is Signetti and Fran Brown from Syracuse. I like Fran Brown. I think he's done a really good job at Syracuse. They make them tough in the ACC to beat. They haven't been relevant to me since Donovan McNabb, so until he got there, I think Fran Brown needs to take a look. But if I'm Penn State, man, I'm making every call to Signetti. How can he turn them down? He would stay in the same conference. It's the same type of recruiting area. They've got way more money. They could pay him more. I just don't know how Signetti turns that down. I keep hearing Matt Rule because Matt Rule played at Penn State. So I get that. If I had to take a guess right now, right today, who the next coach at Penn State is, this is just a guess. I'm gonna guess Signetti. Okay. I'm gonna guess Signetti because I think that they have everything to offer, and it's just one of those situations where he can't turn it down. He would get a huge raise. He know he'd go to a powerhouse. He knows he would get way more recruits. I think he likes the challenge of being able to possibly take down Michigan and Ohio State for the Big Ten. even though he could possibly do it for Indiana, I do think that eventually he will see that he's kind of limited at Indiana because they don't have the money that the Penn State does. But I haven't thought too much about it, so I'm gonna say Signetti if I had to take a guess.
Okay. Do you think James Franklin's gonna be coaching next year?
No. I don't think he's done coaching, but I do think he takes a 1-year break.
Okay. As far as who I think they're gonna end up getting, I know Matt Rule has definitely been put out there. Marcus Freeman's not leaving Notre Dame to go coach Penn State. That don't even make sense to me. I don't see how that would make sense. I keep telling y'all, I think Signetti's gonna get the Florida job. I really do. I think that Florida's gonna throw a boatload of money at him. It's Florida, for God's sakes. It's better weather. They got all the athletes from the state of Florida. It's the SEC. And Signetti has this swagger about him. I just think that he would go to the SEC to try to prove a point. I don't know. I just feel like Florida's the team that's going to get Signetti. I don't like it because now LSU has to face him. I've even heard Brian Kelly may go to Penn State. That don't make sense to me. I know you may say, well, that does. But why would he leave LSU? He looked like a failure at LSU his whole time. Even though he's had winning seasons, we have to honestly sit up here and say at LSU, his career at LSU, if he would leave to go to Penn State right now, you have to look at him and say he didn't accomplish what he set out to accomplish when he left Notre Dame to come to LSU, and that's the way I view it. So I don't see Brian Kelly going to Penn State. I think the guys that you have to look at outside of Matt Rule, because I think Matt Rule is a real candidate. Matt Patricia. I think that they may look at Ohio State and say we got to pull from there. And Patricia has the defensive genes out there. He's going to try to build a defensive juggernaut. And Penn State has had some defensive juggernauts over the past couple of years. So I think Matt Patricia would be a guy that you might want to look out for. And I'm going to just throw a monkey wrench into this whole thing. That I think that you may, like, if you want to say like off the wall hire, like if they was like dream scenario. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen because I'm not saying Nick Saban. I know that's what you thought I was gonna say. I'm gonna say Urban Meyer. I think they reach out to him and just see what he says. Not that it's gonna happen, just what I think may be one of the things. But I think Matt Patricia may be the guy if it's not Matt Rule.
What about another Matt Campbell?
Could happen for sure.
I just looked it up. So these are the current odds. If anybody cares to take the odds serious, Signetti 5th highest odds. Fran Brown from Syracuse, who I think they really need to take a look at, number 4. John Gruden, number 3.
That's a good one too. That's another one I said like in that Urban Meyer range.
Number 2, Alex Polish from South Florida. And number 1, which is random to me, is Manny Diaz, who was the coach at Miami, now is at Duke. He also didn't play or was at Penn State before. So I don't understand those odds with him being number 1, but those are the current odds as of right now.
Yeah, so, I think Manny Diaz, I wouldn't even. If I'm Penn State, I don't even know why would you offer Manny Diaz that job, in my opinion, respectfully.
Yeah, I don't think he's done enough to deserve that job yet.
Let me just jump in on who I think they're going to get. He has a buyout of $74 million, though, Matt Rule. I think that's a prime target. I think he fits the description. He's a former. Didn't he play at Penn State?
Yep.
So he's alumni. He really wants that job. From what I'm hearing, he really wants that job. And going to Nebraska, I think if he stays in Nebraska, he loses that job in the next 2 years anyway. So he it's better to go ahead and make a move up to a better program anyway, and going home where you want to be. That's like if they offer me the Washington coaching job right now, me and my family going back to Monroe, bro.
Wow.
That's like dream job for him. You feel me? But yeah, that's one of the things. That's who I think is going to get the job. I like where y'all were going with the John Gruden thing. That would be good for him because I know he desperately wants to coach. I don't think the NFL is going to touch him, but he might. John Gruden, you might need to be looking at some of these HBCUs and try to see if you can get your foot back in, bro. Because right now I think you're really you're toxic. So I mean,
I think I will say this before we leave off of college football and just I know it's gonna come off. Y'all may be like, X, you tripping. But I want to say shout out to James Franklin, man. I know he didn't win the big games. But dog, Penn State, I know Bill O'Brien went there after the paternal stuff, but like Penn State was in shambles, bro. And James Franklin went over there and he made them relevant, bro. Like they were very relevant. I'm not sitting there saying that, he needs to they need to go in a different direction for sure. But James Franklin to me is a good coach. I just think that the teams that he lost to, not this year, but in prior years, were just better. We're just better. That's just what it is. James Franklin, I would if I'm a university, I would look into hiring James Franklin for sure. I don't think James Franklin's a bad head coach. I just don't think that Penn State is have more talent than the Ohio States. You may say, well, them in Oregon was 1-1, but no, Oregon gets a lot of recruits right now, more so than Penn State. So him losing to those teams the last couple of years, Michigans of the world, come on, man. I think James Franklin deserves another job, another shot at a head coaching position.
I agree.
I think he'll get it. You got to think about it. Kids now, they only know him. When they think about Penn State, they think about. Come on, man. They don't know Joe Pa, bro. They're thinking about him. You know what I mean? So he's he definitely put his imprint on the program, and he definitely deserves another coaching job. He's been able to recruit. You know what I mean? And he's been able to win. He just hasn't been able to get. He never won a big one because he never had those players to beat those guys in those big games. So, I mean, I think if you put him at a program that he can actually get the best players at, he can take your program to the next level. Like I'm trying to think at a school that can recruit, but they just aren't winning. Virginia Tech, that's a no-brainer. If they can get him, they should get him.
Yeah, I mean, dog, he won I think he had 2 seasons. I know he wasn't at Vanderbilt long as the head coach. I was 2 or 3 seasons, but I know he had 2 9-win seasons at Vanderbilt. Bro, 9, 10, I don't know exactly what the number was, but he was successful at Vanderbilt. That's what got him the Penn State job. He's never had a job where he was at a program where they get the best talent. Bro, if he gets a job where they get a lot of talent, bro, I mean, Penn State does get a lot of talent, but it's not Michigan, Ohio State in the conference that he's in.
I got one, and it's a different thing because it's an SEC job, but definitely can get the recruits there. Florida. If Napier's out in Florida, I think they should definitely go ring his doorbell.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get Signetti though.
Florida?
Dude, I think Florida's getting Signetti, bro. It's Florida, bro.
Tell me this. All right. You like Signetti. I like Signetti. Signetti, they have the number 3 team in the nation right now. If they win the national championship, does he leave?
No.
I think
he's there forever.
If they won the national title, I do think he would leave.
Wow.
Because I think he would say, I've done everything I need to do at Indiana. I know I'm already a legend at Indiana. Now let me go try to be a legend somewhere else in places that are easier to get recruits.
That's a good point. That's fair. That's a fair point.
That's a really good point. If they get close, if they say get national championship game and lose? Does he leave?
Money talks, bro. If Florida offers him money that he cannot pass up, dog, he's going to Florida.
I don't think it's just Florida. I think Penn State, same thing. Like I don't think Florida and Penn State are that off of in terms of jobs. Like I think you get easier recruits at Penn State or Florida, but at the same time, he knows the Big Ten. He's already in the Big Ten. So I think that's a plus for Penn State. And I did look it up. James Franklin was at Vandy for 3 years, and he had 2 9-win seasons back to back and got hired at Penn State. And I agree, he's not a bad coach whatsoever. I mean, he'd get 10 wins at Penn State almost every year. It's just he had 12 years, and the closest he made it was a semifinal. And
Right.
you can't. Okay, you can deal with losing Ohio State or Michigan, but you can't lose to UCLA and Northwestern.
Right.
Like I felt like they had no choice. They were like, all right, now you're losing to these teams. We gotta do something.
And I think that this is the only time that they could justify firing him. Because he was this is when he did have those bad losses. You couldn't justify firing him with 10 wins, making the playoffs, and just because he lost to Ohio State and Michigan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they probably have been wanting to get rid of him, and now they can justify it.
Right. I do think Virginia Tech should go after James Franklin because he's recruited a lot of players from Virginia and that area in general. I mean, he still did to this day. So I think Virginia Tech should go after James Franklin. I think it's a no-brainer for Virginia Tech and a huge upgrade from whoever they were considering, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, man. I like James Franklin. I've always said that. I like him. I just, I think it's unfortunate the situation happened in Penn State, but it is what it is. They have to move on from him, though, for sure. I'm with y'all.
That they gave him enough time.
Right.
12 years, and your closest is a semifinal. With the amount of talent he's had, I mean, you say that they don't get the talent Ohio State does. I think they do. They don't get the receivers, but everything else, bro. They've had Micah Parsons. They've had Abdul Carter, Tyler Warren. I think their backfield right now is nice. They've had Saquon Barkley.
Miles Sanders.
Yeah, like they've had players, even players like Theo Johnson, the NFL, Mike Gesicki, just even NFL players in general. I do think Penn State gets Michigan and Ohio State talent. They don't get Ohio State wide receivers.
No.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean. Like, I just feel like if Ohio State's a 10 and Michigan's a 10, I feel like Penn State is still like the little brother. It's not like a disrespect, like a 9.5. It's still like a great program, but it's not what it once was. Penn State back in the day, that was different.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, but I also do think Florida and Penn State, I'll keep saying it, they need to give Fran Brown a look. He's done a really good job at Syracuse. I like his attitude. He's a player's coach. Fran Brown, I've watched a couple interviews. I love his attitude.
I like Fran Brown too. I just think that, like, when I look at the way Indiana plays, bro, could you imagine seeing Florida? I can see Florida playing like the way Indiana plays. I just think it would be like on steroids in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be good, but we'll see, man. Signetti, man, he's about to get a raise somewhere. Either Indiana's giving it or Florida or Penn State.
Yeah. I just don't see how Indiana didn't find the money to match whoever comes at it. Indiana, you have to find the money. Take it from this team y'all have.
Yeah, Indiana, like, bro, like, he's like the younger kids don't know Indiana like we know Indiana as a basketball school. like, dog, he has Indiana like rolling right now as far as football. Like, Indiana, you got money. You better pay that man.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. So whatever offer he gets, Indiana should tell him. You can go interview and all that, but whatever you get an interview, give us a chance to match it.
If money's enough. Sometimes
Resources.
you just want to be at the name, the brand.
Right.
I don't know Signetti's personality in terms of that. Does that really lure him? But man, Signetti, man, Signetti is why like Deion Sanders doesn't have a lot of excuses. What he's doing at Indiana is nuts. Like nuts. And he never had the hype and the publicity like Deion. Like Colorado all time is better than Indiana. They've won a national title. I know it was in the 90s, but still, Indiana, we think about Bob Knight, you know? Yeah. So
Isaiah Thomas, man. We're not thinking about no football player.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas, Oladipo.
Yeah, I could name you an Indiana football player before this year.
Yeah. The only guy I knew that went to Indiana because he played quarterback there and had an okay NFL career was Antoine Randall L.
Yep, Randall L. That's right.
I lied.
This is the last thing.
I can't even think of one Hoosier. Let me think. I can't believe I can't think of his name right now. But you probably still seeing him in your nightmares, Yvonne.
Yeah, Tracy Porter.
Yeah, I don't know how he slipped my mind like that, but yeah, he's a Hoosier. He's probably the only Indiana football player I knew before now.
Trent Green went back there. I forgot about Trent Green, but yeah, like you said, see, you have to really think about it.
Yeah,
right. And one more thing, the reason why I just ended with this as far as Signetti going to Florida, his family. I just think they would rather live in Florida than they would want to live in Pennsylvania. No disrespect to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I was about to say the job for him is Florida. If it opens up and they offer Penn State, I'd stay in Indiana, bro.
Wow, interesting. I would go to Penn State.
Not what I'm building.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, Indiana, man, they look legit. It looks like they're headed to the playoff. So we'll see how the season finishes off, and if Signetti feels like he's capped out at Indiana, or if he could take them further.
I definitely wouldn't leave that.
All right. Let's move on to the NFL. See, you can start off with your Who Dat report. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, my Who Dat report starts off like this. Hey, 2 years away.
Now it's 2 years away.
You played, that's what it was at the beginning. 2 years away. And we found our quarterback.
Yeah, he's going to get benched within the next couple of weeks.
For what?
Just to see what your boy Tyler Shuck has.
What? For what?
All right. Let's start off with our winners and losers from this past week.
Okay. I'm gonna start with the loser. And I'm gonna say the 49ers, man. Another big loss. Man, bro, they just beat up. At this point, bro, it's like, bro, they can't catch a break. And what's crazy is if you'd have told me going into the season the Niners would lose a lot of players as far as from injury, I would say for sure it's Christian McCaffrey. Well, Christian McCaffrey's actually been one of the guys that's healthy this entire time. But yeah, losing Fred Warner to me, that's the leader of that defense, bro. That's gonna be tough on them. So yeah, the Niners are my biggest loser because at some point these injuries are gonna catch up to them. And you got two teams in your division, not the conference, just the division, the Seahawks and the Rams, who look good this year. So I know Puka's banged up, but I think Puka will be back sooner than later. But I just think the Niners, man, you're gonna look back at this year and say it was just an injury. Due to injuries, they struggled this year. At some point, it's gonna catch up to them. So they're my biggest loser, the Niners, just because of injuries. And I'm gonna flip that with the team that actually beat them. This team is having injuries, and dare I say, Baker Mayfield may be the MVP right now in the NFL. Dog, Mike Evans goes down. So what? Chris Godwin misses time. Okay. Bucky Irvin misses time. It doesn't matter. The Bucks, bruh. The Bucks are balling. If the playoffs started today, the Bucks would be the number 1 seed in the NFC. And no matter what injury happens, that quarterback position is stable. So they're my biggest winner, man. I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as my biggest winner just because it doesn't matter what's going on. They keep finding ways to win. White looked good this past week, the last 2 weeks without Bucky Irvin. Ibuka looked like the rookie of the year without Mike Evans. Now he's out. Mike Evans may be coming back. It's like they're literally like a tag team. They're just tagging each other in like, your turn. Let's go get it. And the guy at the helm and Baker Mayfield, bro, he looks good, bro. Yeah, I got the Bucks as my biggest winner.
All right. So, biggest winner. I'm gonna go with biggest loser first, and that would be the Cowboys. Bruh, Cowboys, the way they losing.
Rico Dow.
Yeah. Rico Dow looking like Emmitt Smith out there. And he trying to show him that they shouldn't have let him lead. You know what I mean? So he did his thing. So, I mean, I'm not mad at him. But Cowboys, you can't go lose to the Panthers and expect to be taken seriously as a team in the playoffs. Even though the Panthers are doing, they look all right. They look decent. They're 3-3. But yeah, the Cowboys would definitely be my biggest loser. They actually are tied with the biggest loser for me. And that's simply because of the game actually yesterday. The Bills. The Bills are my other biggest loser. How, bro? How did I go out there and look that bad against the Falcons?
It's the Falcons, my boy. I told you they were good.
They're not good, bro.
Bijan, some of that boy.
Bijan, and yeah, you expected me to trade you Bijan for some bums. You see that man last night, bro? But no, the Bills, they're on a 2-game losing streak. They look like clear far ahead of everybody else, the class of the league just 2 weeks ago, and now they've come back down to they're not even leading their division now. So they're a combination loss for me. And on the flip side of that is the winners. So my 2 winners actually come from last night's games. The Falcons and the Bears, both of them put themselves in a good position for the year. Nobody expected either one of those teams to be 3-2, and they're 3-2, and they're in the competition for their division championship this year, and they don't look half bad. The Bears, I still think this can go anyway. It can go off the rails at any second for them. Because they beat the Commanders last night, but they didn't beat them convincingly. And I think with the injury that the Commanders are going through, they should have probably beat them convincingly. But they are my biggest winners for the week. The Bears and the Falcons. Falcons look damn good. I ain't gonna lie, they look good.
There you go. There you go.
I don't see them beating anybody of significance, though.
Man, you a hater, bro. I swear you're the ultimate hater, bro.
All right. I'll go next. I'm going to switch it up a little bit on y'all. I'm not going to go by teams. I'm going to go by coaches and players. Okay. My winner is Brian Daboll because he might have found his quarterback. Jackson Dart, the guy the Saints passed up on.
The Saints beat them.
Hey, man, look. They look legit. Jackson Dart, I'm not saying legit as in they can make the playoffs this year, but in terms of their future, it looks legit. Jackson Dart to me looks confident. He's doing it without Malik Neighbors. He doesn't look like a rookie. He looks confident, and I think every week he's going to get better. He lost to the Saints, whatever. Like, he's going to lose a couple of these games, but the point is, just looking by the eye test, he looks confident and looks well prepared for the future. I felt like Brian Daboll was the guy that really changed Josh Allen around. And look, he finally got the opportunity to grab his guy, and Jackson Dart looks impressive. Huge win over the Eagles. It gives them confidence for the future. I think Brian Daboll honestly saved his job. Like, I think he's going to be the Giants head coach next year, all because of these couple wins the last couple weeks. And, if they lose some games here, he can always say, well, I have a rookie at quarterback. Let me work with him. And I think they will work with him. Jackson Dart looks good. I'm actually impressed. And I was a Jackson Dart hater, but he's looked much better than I expected so far. And shout out to the Giants on that big win against the Eagles. My loser is Myles Garrett. Did y'all see his comments? Shut the hell up, Myles Garrett.
You took the money, bro.
I hate when players like Myles Garrett do this thing, bro. He requested a trade saying, I'm never going to win in Cleveland. At least that was his reasoning. They gave him a raise, and of course he signs. And then he comes out and says, I'm tired of losing. Well, you've been at Cleveland Brown your whole career. You've been losing. I don't know what you expected. He deserves to lose now. Now I'm a root against Myles Garrett every week, and because he's also a Texas A&M Gaggy. But
there you go.
I just don't like when players value money over winning, especially when you've made a bunch of money like he did in Cleveland already. You knew what the writing on the wall was, bro. You knew it. And I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders can't come in and eventually end up a baller. But right now, what proof do I have that the Browns will look any different 3 years from now than they do now? In fact, they fumbled the bag with Baker Mayfield. He won them a playoff game, and these fools got rid of him.
Yep.
It's insane. So Myles Garrett, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear it. You could be on the Buffalo Bills right now. You could be on a contender. You took the money.
I think that was his plan all along, bro. I swear, that's what I really believe. I think that he wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too. And he said, you know what? Cleveland, you're going to offer me this much money? I'm going to take it. And then, I'm going to play and see how things go this year. And then I'm going to ask for a trade. And now he got his money. And I think he's going to get traded. I do. Maybe not this year, but in the offseason, he'll get traded, I think.
Well, if it happens that way, good for him. But whatever team takes that contract, they better have a lot of cap space open. I know of a team right now that could use them that's not paying their quarterbacks a lot. It's this team in Indianapolis. We'll take them.
You want to talk about it, now you want it. Oh, my God.
Hey, if he wants to win. Now, if he wants to be a loser, go be a loser in Cleveland.
Typical box office
Indianapolis.
Typical box office stuff right there.
Hey, if you come to Indianapolis, you're the number one seed in the AFC. But I actually don't think he'll be traded right now. I think maybe in offseason, like you said, but right now I don't think he'll be traded. I think it's a huge contract to take on mid-season. But he should shut up, though. He took the money. Now live with it. I don't know what else you expected. Also, I don't know if y'all paid attention to his wording. He said, I'm also tired of losing this way.
The same way, yeah. He said
right.
The same way every week.
Right, meaning the defense is holding it down enough, and the offense isn't doing crap.
Right.
And, if I want to make a quick comment about the Dylan Gabriel situation, he hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been good either. Me and X talked about. I can't remember if you were on the show, C, but a couple weeks ago I said we're going to see Shedeur Sanders this year because they moved on from Flacco, and now they need to start Dylan Gabriel before Shedeur to basically justify why they drafted him third round over Shedeur. But if he continues playing like this, it leaves the door open for Shedeur, and we have to see Shedeur if that's the case. And I think we will. It's only a matter of time. I think we're a couple weeks off. Whenever the Browns bye week is when I think that they'll bench Gabriel. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Sanders family, I want to see it. But yeah, man, I don't. This is the typical Browns, and Myles Garrett should have known what he was signed up for.
The Shedeur Sanders thing, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him. I don't think it's good that we're gonna see him because by then the season will be over. The players would have been checked out, if not injured. He's gonna go in there. He's not gonna have a good showing. He's not gonna get the same team that Flacco got or that Dylan Gabriel got. He's gonna have the last of the last, and it's gonna look bad. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's gonna look good at all. I do think that Myles Garrett is wilding out because you took the money, man. You took the money. Nothing, no moves that they had should have shown you that they were going to be good this year. Nothing. They didn't bring in anything different that showed you before you signed that, hey, we probably gonna be straight. I'm gonna go to re-sign here after demanding a trade. No, bro, you did that for the money. Now sit here, count your money, and count these losses up, bro. Count these L's. It's not gonna be good for you this year, bro. Brother, just stay healthy. Stay healthy. They still could demand a king's ransom, and somebody will pay it for you. So just chill out.
I know you mentioned the coach. I have no issue with the coach going after them because the coach are balling right now, and adding Myles Garrett would be nice. But I don't know. Like I feel like a team like the Patriots, who have a boatload of cap space, and the way they play and the way Vrabel coaches, I just think that's a perfect fit for him. If I'm the Patriots, I'd trade for him.
Yeah,
that would make them legit within a year,
right?
And they're not paying their quarterback a lot of money either. So box office.
Nope. And Drake May, shout out to Drake May, bro. I wasn't a Drake May.
He looked like Drew Brees in that Superdome.
No, that dude. No.
He balled, though. That was his best game of his career so far.
Our DBs were sad, bro. That's what they was. That wasn't just him hooping like that. That boy was cool. It wasn't like he didn't make any amazing throws. We just are sucked in the secondary. And
hey, bro, a couple weeks ago, I was running down the Saints schedule, and I said on the show, y'all gonna lose to the Patriots, and y'all go, based off what? And I'm like, well, they got a better coach and they got a better quarterback. Well, I think that's confirmed now.
No, here's the thing. I said based off what? Because was that not a good game?
Yeah, I mean,
the Saints could have won that game.
Just like it was just, oh yeah, they're gonna lose to the Patriots. No, bro, it was a competitive game. A couple of calls go our way, we win.
I mean, the Saints have been competitive, but the thing is, you got to close some of these games out, and they can't close any games out. They've closed one game out.
Right, and you have to understand, we're going to close more than that out.
I don't know, bro.
So you think this is it? That one game? You think that's how we won?
Let me see. I'm looking right now. So you're going to lose to Chicago, and you're going to lose to Tampa. You're definitely going to lose to the Rams. You have Carolina twice. I think you split. Even though I said that Carolina's improved, you know them really well. You'll get them once. They'll get y'all once. Falcons, you could possibly split. Tampa, you're not splitting. I think the Dolphins personally would still beat y'all.
What?
Dolphins, bro.
Hey, I still think the Dolphins would beat y'all. Now, y'all do have a shot. Your last 2 out of 3 games, you have the Jets and the Saints. Or the Titans.
That's
so I say you're gonna win 2 more games and you're gonna end up at 3 wins. I initially said 5 max, so yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I expected.
He likes that chat. Look, he's loving this. See? That's crazy.
I think, like I said, I think I honestly think we can split with even Tampa Bay in our division. I think we can split with them. We just play them well, bro. That's it. It's just we play them well.
Divisional game. I get it.
So,
I think we're gonna beat Chicago. Me.
I think we're gonna beat Chicago.
Hell.
Bro. We'll talk about that next week. You'll see that Saints hat on my head.
All right.
And then I'll bring the reason why to say who that back. And just for you.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic. Brian Callahan fired at Tennessee, less than 2 years. Who do you think else is on the hot seat? We just talked about the Browns. What about Kevin Stefanski? Do you think anybody else gets fired mid-season? Do you think anybody gets fired after the season, if you had to guess right now?
Somebody I think is on the hot seat.
And was it justified for Callahan?
It what? Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that's tough, but yeah, man. Right now it's not looking good. But I'm gonna go a different way. Yeah, man. I don't know why I can't think of that guy's name right now. Arizona's coach. I can't pull out the air. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Y'all let me know. But I
Gannon.
Gannon. Yeah, Gannon. There you go. I think that he can lose his job. I just think that what's going on in Arizona right now, you could say it's Kyler Murray. You could say it's Marvin Harrison. Hasn't panned out. But at the end of the day, Gannon had the little situation with the running back, the little backup running back, DeMarcado, whatever his name is. And I think that in the end, if they keep losing, he's gonna be out of a job. I really believe that. I think that he could be out of a job soon. And as far as Callahan's concerned, it sucks for him because you have a rookie quarterback, but like the Titans haven't even looked good this year in some games, bro. Like it looked like they look pitiful. So yeah, I can understand it, and I think that they have their eyes on somebody. There's somebody that they want. Well, let me ask you this. See, I know the box office is probably still listening, but you brought up the big question, see? If Cignetti won the championship in Indiana, would he go to the NFL?
No, man. I think he's just a college coach right now, bro. I don't think he's I don't even think he has.
Won the chip, if he won it this year,
I still don't think he's proved enough for anybody to take a chance on him to bring him up to the NFL.
If he won the chip, they would think about it. At Indiana, they would think about it. If he won a championship at Indiana, bro, believe me, he can pick a job that he wants, pretty much. But I mean, as far as other guys that they can go out, maybe a Joe Brady, maybe they look at what he's doing in Buffalo there, the offense. I know they didn't look great last night. But there's guys out there that they may look into bringing in. Tennessee just has to make sure. Tennessee, I'll blame themselves because they should never let Vrabel go. Let's put that out there. I thought they should never got rid of Vrabel. But Callahan, yeah, I didn't see enough from him, and I didn't see enough from Tennessee within 6 games to believe that he should keep his job. And I know that's unfortunate.
And the thing about it is he has a rookie quarterback, and I don't think that they get along. I think that that's one of the problems, and I think that's why he's gone. It would be different if, like, you got the situation in New York with Dable, and he found his quarterback. Dart's his quarterback, and he found his running back. Scatterboo's his quarterback, and they love each other. So no matter what, I think Dable keeps his job. I think he saved his job with those 2 players. But I just think that the quarterback didn't like him, and he didn't like the quarterback too much over there in Tennessee. And who you gonna pick? You gonna go with your number 1 draft pick? Get this dude out of who hasn't won, because he didn't just lose all his games, well, except for one this season. he sucked last year. So, hey, bro, Tennessee's a terrible organization too. So they don't have a good track record of making good moves. So, like you said, they let Vrabel go, and they shouldn't even let him go at the time. They also let AJ Brown go. It's like they just have a history
Yeah, that's
of messing
crazy.
up. So, he's definitely it. That's a job I would not want if I was a coach. If Cignetti takes a job, it should not be that one. You know what I mean? But I'll give him my were you done? My bad. I jumped right in there.
No, you good. Only other thing I would say is your boy is gonna lose his job too. I didn't mention him. By the end of the year, he'll lose his job. Miami Dolphins. I think McDaniel. Yeah, he gone.
That's my first one.
He gone.
Mike McDaniel is out of there. He's
Mhm.
out of there if he makes it to the end of the season. And one thing that's going on down there is the same thing with the quarterback. The quarterback didn't like him either. And he's like, if you go out there tour, did you see the tour press conference when he was talking about leadership and how players are just like doing what they want to do, missing player only meetings and stuff like that. And the thing about it is
he blamed it on leadership that he's a part of.
Yeah, that he's a part of. And the thing about it is, I saw on another podcast, they said that they had an insider in the Miami Dolphins locker room, and they was like, they don't know what the hell Tua's talking about. They said Tua's is just like messed up in the head. They say nobody misses meetings. None of this stuff is even going on. And Tua's just throwing stuff out there, kind of trying to hang McDaniel out there. And you know, Tyreek Hill's gone for the year. It's just all bad out there. It's nothing that it can have. A-Chain's been the best thing that they had this year, and that's not enough to keep his job. I think he's going to be a coordinator next year for somebody. He's going to be an offensive coordinator, but he's going to definitely be out of Miami next year. Next, I would definitely go with Gannon over there in Arizona. Same thing we were just talking about, man. He has a team that could be better than they are. You know, their signature win this year came against my Saints, and we're rebuilding. So, I mean, yeah, take with that with what you will. But Gannon, he's next. I've heard two that I've heard about maybe on the hot seat, but I just can't believe it for different reasons. One, someone said John Harbaugh. There's no way.
No.
He's their coach until he's ready to go. Period. And you know, he's earned that right. And the other one is something that is just way too early for that. Aaron Glenn. I heard he was on the hot seat as well. They were talking about it on some on the NFL Network. I don't believe he's on the hot seat either, man. It's his first year. It's his first year, but they suck. They do suck. And he defended Fields in a press conference. He got mad at the lady for asking him, or was it a man? I don't know. He got mad at whoever the reporter was for asking him, is Fields going to be your starting quarterback next game? He was like, man, come on, man. It's ups and downs. You don't just bench somebody they have a bad game in the NFL. So I think that type of stuff, he's attaching himself to a Justin Fields. And do I think Justin Fields is the reason why they're losing? Not exactly. I'm not going to say that. I just think they're a terrible team. But he's attaching himself to that terrible team like that, and he's the coach of that terrible team. So if this had not been his first year, I would say that, yeah, he's on the hot seat, but it's his first year, so I think they'll give him a chance to get him a quarterback in the draft next year or a free agent and try again. But if next year goes anything like this year starting out for him, yeah, he'll be on the hot seat. We'll be talking about him again week 6 next year.
All right. When it comes to the Callahan situation, you know me, I'm a little more patient with coaches, but I went to the Colts-Titans game live. His play calling was garbage. And he's an offensive coordinator for the Bengals, and obviously Burrow can make anybody look good. That's why he got the job. But his play calling was bad. I remember the fans were booing him, and I was sitting there at times too. I'm like, what kind of play call is that? His play calling was bad. So it made sense. I think it was going to happen either now or end of the season, regardless. I didn't see him getting a third year. But I like what y'all said. The Titans, man, they're a terrible organization. Mike Vrabel took them to the AFC title game with Ryan Tannehill. And they literally trade A.J. Brown, which is not what he wanted to do. And then on top of it, they let him go. I mean, I don't know what they were expecting from the next coach. I don't know what the Titans think they're doing. They better nail the next head coach, or they just might blow up the whole damn thing completely. They're building a new stadium in Nashville. I think it should be done by 2028. They might want to start completely fresh by then if the next coach does not start new ownership, new everything, because that is pathetic what they've been without Mike Vrabel. That was a terrible move. And I think the Pats played the Titans this week. So Vrabel's going to put a beat down on them. In terms of something tells me Jonathan Gannon is safe for another year. I could be wrong. I think that the guy that actually is in a little more heat there is Kyler. Because I feel like Kyler just hasn't improved at all, no matter who the coach is. He continues just being the same guy every year. He'll get hurt for a game or two. Now they got him Marvin Harrison. That hasn't really worked out well. They've gotten him some linemen. Kyler Murray needs to take the next step. I mean, is his time in Arizona coming to an end here soon? I don't know.
Who was that first coach he had? Cliff Kingsbury?
He had Kingsbury, but I want to say he had another coach before then too. I'm going to look it up, but I know he got Kingsbury because he had him in high school.
I know when they got Kingsbury, I thought that was the unlock. I thought that was the unlock for Kyler, but it wasn't. And like I said, Cliff Kingsbury went to Washington, and he got Jaden Daniels, and Jaden Daniels is everything he thought that Kyler was going to be.
So he got drafted 2019. Oh, okay, so it was only Kingsbury that he had, and then now Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah.
And he made the playoffs with Kingsbury, but he hasn't done anything since.
It's just hard out there, man. Arizona's another bad place to play football at, bro.
I mean, Kyler's got to change that, I feel like he needs to take that next step. Sure, coaching matters, but I just feel like he's been the same level for 4 years now.
The thing I think about it is it has to be coaching because he's a good enough player to win with. You could win with him. If I think as a coach, I see that player and I'm like, I could put something together for him. And I'm not even an offensive minded coach. I'm more of a defensive minded coach. It's kind of like this. I just left practice with my son and I don't touch the offense. Since I've been at X&O, since I've been coaching my older sons, when I was coaching, we never touched the offense. But last week we had our first game, and my son had an 81-yard touchdown called back, and for holding, on the other side of the field. But they're 12 years old. It happens, and he had like 2 60-yard runs, and all of it was us getting him to the outside in space and going. But the offensive coach never called. He called like maybe 5 plays to get him to the outside, and 3 of them, one of them he housed, and 2 of them were like 60-yard runs, and then everything else he was handing to the fullback right up the middle and pissing me off. So I took it upon myself to draw up some plays this week and come get him and implement them this week to make sure he had the ball in his hands. And we can go to some touchdowns this week. At some point, you have to look at the athletes that you have, design something around it to make sure that you use those athletes in the best way possible to be able to score and win football games. And Kyler Murray is somebody, as a coach, I would look and find something that I could do with him. Because he has a cannon for an arm. He's mobile as hell. That's what you need in today's NFL, right? And you got Marvin Harrison Jr. as a receiver. You got what's the guy's name? The tight end?
Trey McBride.
You got Trey McBride. I mean, you have weapons. You have Connor when he's healthy. There's no reason why.
I agree. I mean, he should be doing more. And I don't know if it's just coaching.
I mean, you got to take. It's not just coaching. He does have to take the next step, but you should have found a way to unlock it by now. He has to do his own work. I'm not sure if he puts in work after practice or on the off season. He looks like to me a player that's still just surviving off his athletic ability, his natural born talent. He doesn't look like he's a guy that puts in that extra work to figure out, like he needs to be working on reading defenses, being able to change the play at the line of scrimmage based off what he's seeing. I don't think he's able to do that as well as he needs to be able to do it, because he has the weapons. And if you're able to get out of some of those calls, his thing is like, I'm just gonna run the play, and hell, if it breaks down, I'm fast enough, I'll get away.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see if they make a change. I think this is it for Kevin Stefanski. I mean, come on now. Like, at this point, you haven't done anything since Baker. You've had solid defenses, but you eventually have to get the quarterback right as that coach, and he hasn't. And if he doesn't figure it out with Dylan Gabriel or Shadur here, I think it could be it for him. They traded Flacco, so obviously they're going the young route. But I don't know what else, that they're trying to prove if they bring Stefanski back. I don't get it. I think Stefanski honestly needs to go. And
that's another job.
Yeah, I mean, another terrible job, but. And then I'll end with Aaron Glenn. Obviously, he shouldn't be fired. Well, let me say Mike McDaniel is definitely gone. I mean, that's clear as day. Every day in Miami, it gets worse. Every day in Miami, it gets worse. It's bad. I actually feel a little bit for Mike McDaniel because I think he could be a really good coordinator. I think he's a little limited from Tua, because he knows he can't scramble with them. He knows he doesn't have the strongest arm. So I know he feels limited with Tua, but I think you put him as your offensive coordinator. Put him as the offensive coordinator for Kyler. I think he could look a lot better.
What about as a head coach for Kyler?
I don't think he's a head coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think he's an offensive coordinator. And then with Aaron Glenn, man, see what you said. If it continues this way early on next year, he's facing Callahan's destiny. Aaron Glenn chose Justin Fields over Aaron Rodgers.
You chose that. I agree.
Mike Tomlin chose Aaron Rodgers over Justin Fields. And look who made the better decision. Now, the Steelers are a better team around them, but Aaron Rodgers looked better than Justin Fields last year. I mean, bro, 45 yards? 45 yards against Denver? Imagine flying all the way to Europe just to throw for 45 yards.
And you know what? I actually, and I hate this, I thought that the Bears gave up on Justin Fields too early. I did think that. I understood Caleb Williams looked like a talent that you can't pass up on, but I think that they could have. I was obviously wrong. I'll put it like that, because Justin Fields, he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL, bro. He's just not.
I agree. You're limited with him. he could give you 100 yards rushing against bad teams and throw a touchdown or two there. But I don't think you make the playoffs with them. I think he's limited throwing the ball. I think he'll stay in the league for a long time because it seems like he's got good attitude overall. And he doesn't get in trouble. And good for him. He'll make a bunch of money that way. But I don't think he's a long-term starter. And I think the Jets made another mistake.
I think this, man. I think I'm one of the people that I advocate for the black quarterback getting a chance because they used to bring him in the league and they automatically try to change the position. Maybe Justin Fields needs to look at maybe trying to change his position. Maybe.
I could see him being Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I could see him being.
He would be better than Taysom Hill.
He's not strong enough. I don't think he's not strong enough. Taysom Hill is a goal line back for us. And if we need somebody to punch it right up the middle, he can do it. I don't think Justin Fields can do that. But I do believe he could be a Taysom Hill type of player, and he'd be a better passer than Taysom if you need him to pass the ball. But I definitely think he could fit that role. Maybe not at a tight end. He'd just be either a running back or receiver or your wildcat quarterback type of person. But I just don't think he can't. I couldn't ever see him winning a Super Bowl.
Me either.
Like that would be insane. If he came to the Saints, I'd be like, oh my God, we just waiting until we get another quarterback. You know what I mean? It's like I know we're not gonna ever win a Super Bowl with this dude. You know what I mean? Wow. It's I just think that he may need to consider a position change. And I know it's embarrassing, but how bad do you really want to play football in the NFL and be successful?
I think he could be a good backup quarterback. I do think he could be a decent backup quarterback.
I think he's a great backup quarterback.
But do you want to make an impact? You want to be an impact player?
But I think you can. I never understood that. That's why I always liked Urban Meyer, because my thing is even the Saints, like Sean Payton when he used I just said his name. Golly, I don't know why. What's his name? Taysom Hill. Like, if I was the head coach of a high school team, a middle school, a NFL, college, I would definitely have me somebody like a Taysom Hill on my team that I could run different little gadget plays, or a Tim Tebow. Like, I thought that was brilliant of Urban Meyer to have Tim Tebow come in and run those little goal line plays or jump up and throw the ball, because it keeps the defense guessing. So I think that every team should have somebody like that. But, to each their own. Some people want to keep their studs in all the time, I guess, or guys that they think can just throw the football. But I think Justin Fields could be a great guy to be a backup and come in a wildcat situation or trick play situation.
Yeah, like we said, Taysom Hill.
Yep. I want a name out here. I didn't mention him because I thought Yvonne was going to mention him. Does Zach Taylor keep his job?
I think he should. What do you expect when Joe Burrow gets hurt? I don't know what else you expect him to do. I know they didn't make the playoffs since that Super Bowl run, but he did get you to the Super Bowl. I don't think Zach Taylor's the issue. I think the front office is a little bit of an issue being cheap, and they need to start hitting on these offensive linemen. And obviously some things are out of your control. Joe Burrow getting hurt. Sure, yes, offensive lineman helps that. But at the same time, some of those injuries are a little freaky and unlucky. So even if you fire Zach Taylor, I just don't know who you replace him with and expect a lot of that to change. I don't know. I'm not trying to defend him, but I don't know what direction you go.
Okay, I understand what you're going. I just think I think Cincinnati would get rid of him if they struggle the rest of this year. They would get rid of him at the end of the year. If they would, let's just say, end up with 4 wins, they would get rid of him. And I think the guy that everybody's gonna be trying to go after, I'm gonna say it, Tennessee, being that they have Cam Ward, maybe Cincinnati, if they can have, hopefully Burrow comes back. I think it's going to be Joe Brady. I think that everybody's going to try to get Joe Brady to be their next head coach. as far as from an offensive standpoint. Now, if you want to go defensive standpoint, Brian Flores, I mean, I know that he's had the situation with the NFL, but there's no denying that, bro. He confuses quarterbacks like no other in Minnesota. So I think that he has a shot at some jobs. But I think Joe Brady's like the prize guy that I think people are going to be really going for. If Tampa Bay keeps it going, their offensive coordinator, what's his name? Grizzard, I think, Josh Grizzard, yeah. He might get a shot because Baker's looking great underneath him. Cliff Kingsbury is always going to have a shot to get a job if he really wants. I think he could have got a job this offseason if he wanted, but he wants to be the offensive coordinator. So there's guys out there, but I think Joe Brady's the guy that Tennessee's probably going to look at. And if Cincinnati gets rid of Zach Taylor, they'll probably look at him as well.
Going back to Cincinnati, I'm thinking their problem has always been the offensive line. You'd have to hit on the draft, but if they could trade to get an offensive tackle, who would you think that they needed to trade for?
I think right now, my man was playing this week. I thought he played decent for the Lions. And he's like the second or third string. What's my man name? They used him like a lot of trick plays and stuff, but he played well this past week.
I don't know who you talking about. I didn't know Sewell.
Yeah, but they're not trading Sewell, dog. They're not trading Sewell. I guess no
Taylor
Decker.
Taylor Decker.
There you go. Yeah, he played well, man.
State. Yeah, from Ohio State.
I don't know, man.
I think they got to hit in the draft, bro. I really do. The draft or free agency. I don't think they should trade for the offensive lineman at this point. This year is probably pretty much going. I think you guys said it. I know they added Joe Flacco, but I just think that this year they're gonna have to like just chuck it up, man. Just go get them an offensive lineman in the draft.
I would see. I'd see if I send them T. Higgins, would they send me Sewell?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
You can't do that. If you're Detroit, I don't think you should do that.
T. Higgins in a draft pick, like a second round or something like that.
I'm not trading. I'm good. I like my receivers if I'm Detroit. I'm staying put.
Yeah, you're right. Well, shit. I mean, what you think about Philly? You think Philly would let Lane Johnson go?
No, I think he's a legend there, honestly.
Yeah, I think if Philly trades somebody, it's going to be A.J. Brown. I don't think it's going to be an offensive lineman.
Would the Niners consider trading Trent Williams at this point in his career?
But Cincinnati shouldn't go get him. I mean,
nah, he's going to play.
He can retire.
Yeah, he's going to play for you about another year, and then what's the chance of him being good enough to keep Burrow upright?
Right. I don't know. I think they need to start hitting on the draft picks. There's no other way around it. Now, if let's say Joe Burrow is 100% healthy next year and you miss the playoffs, then it's time to talk about Zach Taylor being gone because you should not be missing the playoffs. But I do think he deserves another year considering Burrow's going to play 2-3 games this year.
The only thing I would say, we'll leave it like that, then we can move on. Joe Brady, man, I'm thinking that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will lobby for him too.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Give me your top 3 MVP candidates right now. We're 6 games in, so obviously a lot can change, but so far, top 3 candidates.
Okay. Baker Mayfield's the MVP right now, in my opinion. I don't even have the stats in front of me, dog. I swear to God, I'm not even looking at the stats. I don't know what none of the stats are. I know what my eyes are telling me. And I'm just simply telling y'all, bro, what Baker's doing in Tampa Bay is beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And I'm a Saints fan. I know she don't want to admit that I am a Saints fan, but I am. I am a Saints fan, see. But Baker Mayfield's the MVP. But I'll say in the top 3, bro, is Daniel Jones. Y'all might laugh at that. Like, I dog, Daniel Jones is balling in Indianapolis, bro. I think I give credit when you win. Like I know your stats may be one thing, but I don't think his stats are trash. And I think when I look at him, I say, bro, they're 5-1. He has completely transformed that team. Jonathan Taylor looks like the old Jonathan Taylor. Pittman looks good. Warren looks good. This team looks like a totally different team with Daniel Jones. So I'm gonna say Daniel Jones. I'm gonna say Baker Mayfield. Of course, I'm gonna put Josh Allen in there just because Josh Allen's Josh Allen, man. He's Superman. He's Superman, and we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Even though they lost this past week, we're not gonna hate on Josh Allen. Josh Allen's in the top 3. But that would probably be my top 3 as of right now.
All right. I got Baker Mayfield. He's a clear front runner to me. Josh Allen, he definitely has to be in there. And somebody, I know he won't win it, but who's just looked phenomenal this year to me is Jonathan Taylor. He's looked phenomenal this year. So I'm my top 3.
All right, I'll go next. Number 3, you know, y'all might laugh at me, but Patrick Mahomes. They're waking up.
He's waking up.
And he's playing really well last couple weeks.
Yeah, he is.
And we have to keep in mind it's only 6 weeks in. He's got so much time to turn it up here.
Right.
They like I said, they look better on offense every week. I told y'all they would beat the Lions. And now he gets Rashee Rice back. Xavier Worthy is back. Kelsey looks a little better when those two guys are around. I think Mahomes is playing better and trending the right way, so I'm going to keep him at 3. But to me, people need to watch out because I think the Chiefs are only getting started right now. Number 2, I'm going to actually go with my Colt, Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones look really good, but I think Jonathan Taylor is the best player on the team. He's the number 1 leading rusher, leads the league in rushing. Now, it's unlikely he's going to win the MVP because you get guys like Saquon and Derrick Henry who run for 2,000, they still don't win it. So Jonathan Taylor literally has to go for 2,000, and the Colts, I think, need to be the number 1 seed.
That's why I put Daniel Jones in over Jonathan Taylor. I just think it's a quarterback award. That's just my
I get it. But I think he's been phenomenal, and I think he's been so consistent. And I hope he stays healthy. Number 1 though is Baker. Look, it's crazy what he's done. He keeps getting it done. Mike Evans or not, Ibuka or not, Chris Godwin or not, Bucky Irving or not, does not matter. He keeps winning, and he's been so damn clutch.
Right.
Every game he's coming back or making big plays down the stretch. It's just you have to watch this guy to really, truly, value him this year. He's been phenomenal. Baker's the MVP, and I hope he keeps it going because it's been fun to watch, honestly. So I hope Ibuka's now is out for a while. I think Godwin's going to be out. I think Evans is out another couple of weeks. So I hope he can keep it going, but he's looked good. So those are my top 3 candidates right now. Okay. All right. I don't know where X went, but okay.
My bad.
All right, let's get into our NFL picks. I think y'all had a rough week last week. I'm looking.
I only got 1 game right.
Yeah, and so did Steve. I'm going to go with the season rankings. So we've picked 37 games so far.
Okay.
And my brother is first still at 21-16. Jasper and I are tied at 17-20.
Golly, we're terrible at this.
Xavier, you are 15-22. And C is dead last at 14-23.
Bro, most of us are under five. All of us are under 500 except for Antonio. That we're
That's
trash.
that's bad. Yeah, that's bad. And it's so funny. I was making sure I got y'all's picks right last week. And C comes on and says, I know y'all ain't picking the Giants. And then the Giants win. And then he said, man, the Falcons stink. And then the Falcons win. And then all of us pick Washington except Antonio. Washington loses. I'm just sitting there like, bruh. All right. We've got another crazy slate this week. We're going to start off with the Thursday night game, and y'all might brush this game off, but you never know. Divisional game. We've got Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Who we got?
Bruh. Bruh, it's at Cincinnati, huh?
Yep.
Bruh. I got Pittsburgh, bro. Hey, I know. Watch Cincinnati go ahead and win this game. I'm rooting for Cincinnati. Y'all already know I'm going for them. But I'm taking Pittsburgh, bro. Pittsburgh's defense is slowly but surely coming around. The offense, they're making enough plays. I got Pittsburgh.
See?
I got Pittsburgh. I can't. I don't have anything positive to say about the Bengals, bro. Pittsburgh.
Look, this is the type of game that
Well, they got Flacco now, so I mean,
yeah, this is the type of game Flacco could steal. Honestly, he didn't even look bad against Green Bay.
He didn't. They was competing,
and he threw to Jamar Chase. The offense looked way better with Flacco. I don't know how. The guy's been in the building for 24 hours, but yeah. I'm going to go with the Steelers as well. So did Jasper and Antonio. But, man, these primetime games have been nuts lately. I won't be surprised if Cincinnati won, honestly. All right. We've got a London game. The Rams at the Jaguars in London.
Hey, bro, real quick before I pick this game. Last week, I didn't even do no artwork for the Thursday night game because I'm like, bro, Philly's going to smack the Giants. I'm like, I'm not even wasting my time doing that. Bro, I'm glad I didn't because they would have went crazy on us on TikTok for doing that. Oh, my God. But as far as this game is concerned, the Jags versus, who you said?
The Rams.
The Rams. Oh, my God. See, Jacksonville is so tricky, bro. Because if I pick them, they lose. If I don't pick them, they win. I'm taking the Rams. Even without Puka Nakua, I just think the Rams are going to find a way to get it done. I got the Rams.
I got the Jags, bro. Duval.
It's your fault I missed that game last week because I went with you under those stupid Jags because I should have taken Seattle.
Hey, man. I believe in the Jags.
All right, well, Antonio and Jasper got the Rams, but I'm with C here. I got the Jags. I just have a feeling that they respond well after last week. The Rams are a little beat up. Puka's out. The offense is going to look different. So I've got the Jags in an upset. All right, next game, an interesting one. Colts at the Chargers.
Ooh. I'm going to take. Damn, the Chargers are beat up, bro. I'm going to take the Chargers. They're at home, right? Like the Colts. I really think the Colts are a better team at this point, but I just feel like the Colts can't be 6-1, bro. After this week, bro, like the Colts are 6-1. Like, bro, like come on. I'm gonna take the Chargers, bro.
Antonio and Jasper got the Colts, by the way.
Wow, they smart. I ain't gonna lie. I should be picking the Colts too, but I got the Chargers. I'm gonna stick with them.
Is that Indy?
No, it's
in LA.
I got the Chargers, bro.
Oh God, I might pick the Colts now.
Yeah, please, because you jinxing me.
Go ahead.
All right. Man, this is such a tough game to pick because
Attic Bowl.
yeah, literally. What's so hard to pick about this game? So the Chargers are struggling with their offensive line right now with their main two guys out. The Colts' main two corners are out. So I don't know if the pass
Is Quentin Johnson gonna play though?
It looks like he is. I think regardless whether he plays or not, I think McConkey and Allen are going to eat up the Colts down the field. I've got the Chargers. But if the Colts can get to Herbert, then I think that the Colts will win this game. But it'll come down to that. I do think McConkey and Allen are going to eat them up, though. Unfortunately, we have Kenny Moore out. We have Travarius Ward out. It's a little tough to replace those guys. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think the Colts are due for a loss. It's okay, though. I'll be happy being 5-2. Okay. All right. And I told y'all Jasper and Tony got the Colts, and us three got the Chargers. All right. Next game.
Sent you something, bro.
Sunday night game. Falcons at the 49ers.
Every time, this is another case, bro. Every time I take the Niners, they lose. If I don't take them, they win. They won the Thursday night game against the Rams with Mac Jones at quarterback, bro. I swear to God, bro. I'm taking the Falcons, though, bro. What I saw this past week, bro, from the Falcons against Buffalo, I feel like they came off their bye week. They played Buffalo. They play with a swagger that I like. I feel like now they start to get things going. I'm taking Atlanta.
Where's the game?
It's in Santa Clara.
Oh, shit.
Jasper got the Falcons, and Tony got the Falcons.
And Purdy's playing, huh?
I don't know, actually. Let me see if they have an update.
I think Purdy is playing, I think.
They don't. All they said is George Kittle's coming back and they're going to evaluate Brock Purdy. Honestly, if I had to take a guess, I think that Mac Jones is going to play.
Okay.
Fred Warner out. I'm going with Atlanta, bro.
All right. Let me see. Okay, we've got
Atlanta.
Oh, my bad. I'm going Atlanta. I was impressed by Penix the last 2 weeks. He's getting the ball out finally on time. Meanwhile, the first couple of weeks, all his throws were late. He's looked better. I think he's relying more on Bijan. I think the Falcons' offense looks better and better. So I've got Atlanta.
Bro, that's crazy that you mentioned that, bro. It's just like I said, I coach Little League football. And just the quarterback knowing when to get the ball out their hands is something that is a hard thing for them to grasp. You know what I mean? Because they watch so much NFL, and it seems like they have plenty of time or whatever. And they're like, okay, but no, you got to get the ball out of your hand, bro. You can't hold that ball that long. Make your decision, commit to it, throw the ball, and like you said, I think that's a learning curve that Penix was having to go through between last year and the beginning of this year. But he especially yesterday, he was getting out the ball. He was getting the ball out of his hands. London should be a much better receiver than he is, though, to be honest. I'm not impressed with London at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think another thing with kids, like you said, especially if the first read is not there.
Yeah.
You know, what do you do? Do you scramble? Do you go to your second? You know, do you have time? So it's not easy.
Yeah. And then and a lot of them, like at this level, we put a guy at quarterback today that could run. But he's a good quarterback. I knew he was a good quarterback. He played flag with me, but this is just put him in quarterback for a couple of plays this year. He actually made it to his third read. And I was like, he should actually be our quarterback. But like I said, I don't do too much with the offense. So he just has it. He gets it. He has a good arm and he can run. So I think probably moving forward, he's gonna end up being our quarterback after these plays work.
Makes sense. And all of us had Atlanta, correct?
Yep.
All right. C's favorite 2 Monday night games. And guess what? Guess what? They're one after another. So the West Coast one gonna keep me up till 1 a.m. We got the Bucks at the Lions. Who we got?
I got Detroit. I think Detroit went to bed this past week against Kansas City, but I think Detroit shakes back. I just think that at some point the Bucks injuries are gonna catch up to them. Though they might get Mike Evans back, I'm hearing Ibuka's gonna miss this week. What's it called? Chris Godwin might miss this week. Bucky Irvin's probably gonna miss this week. It's just too many injuries. But Mike Evans, throw the ball to Mike. Throw it to Mike, baby. I got the Lions, though.
I think the coordinator, them losing the coordinators, it showed up in a game like last week. You know what I mean? So, but the injuries are worrying me about Tampa Bay. But I'm giving Baker Mayfield a new name. I'm taking it from Aaron Rodgers. That bad man, Baker Mayfield, he's the one who's been winning these games for him. He's been the reason why they're winning. And he's still going to be playing, correct? So I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Wow. Okay. That would be a huge win. Okay. Now, I've got Detroit, man. I think they bounced back from last week. They aren't as injury prone. Brian Branch is going to be suspended, but I think the Bucks have bigger players out. I can't see Detroit losing back to back, especially this game. Having the injuries on their side. I've got Detroit. I don't know if I said it, but Jasper and Antonio have Detroit as well. And that brings us to the West Coast game. Houston at Seattle.
Oh, that's going to be a good, man. Houston's coming off of a bye. I really like Seattle this year. I'm taking Houston, though. I think Houston's figured some things out right before going into the bye. I know it was against Baltimore. I know you can say, oh, Baltimore's trash this year. But that felt good going into the bye, taking them off the bye, even though they're going across to Seattle. I'm going to take Houston.
10 plus 2. Then what do you get? You get a 12-man. All right. I'm going with Seattle, man. That 12-man, I think they're gonna be the difference in this one. The 12-man. And Houston, I still don't think they got it together yet. I think they're really missing Mixon. And until he comes back, I think they're going to be offensively challenged, to say the least. So I got Seattle.
All right, Jasper's got Houston. Antonio's got Seattle. I'm going with Houston, man. Look, they need to get a big win, and they're coming off of bye. So if they don't pick it up now, I don't know when Houston's going to pick it up this year. I'm not impressed by the Baltimore win without Lamar. You got to beat these type of teams regularly. And this is Houston's chance. I think with the 2-week rest, I think they get it done. I got Houston. But 2 really good Monday night games.
Okay.
All right, so let's end the show by doing one NBA topic. CX and I agreed that before next Tuesday's opening night, we need to find like 30 minutes just to do our NBA predictions one day before then.
But even if y'all send me y'all predictions, I can put it in a graphic, and then we could talk about it on the next show if y'all want to do that.
Yeah, that could work too. But let's do one topic. What is one storyline you're paying attention to, or what's a storyline in your mind that's worth mentioning for this up and coming year? Just it could be anything. It doesn't even have to be that fancy to say. Just
what are you interested in with this NBA season?
I mean, I'm gonna just say Luka Doncic, LeBron James, DeAndre, and the Lakers. How good would they be this year? I mean, it's the Lakers. That when you talk about the NBA, the first franchise, if it's not Boston, it's LA. And that's the first two franchises you think about, and it's the Lakers, bro. How good they got the biggest star in the NBA still. He might not be the best player. The biggest star is LeBron James. And then you got Luca, who's international, and going into his prime. Can they take that next leap? Um, will they be better than what they were last year? Will they live up to the hype? I don't know. That's where I'm going with it. I mean, there's other stories I personally may like better, but when you think about the NBA as a whole, it got to start with the Lakers. So I'm gonna say, how good will the Lakers be, and how will they make it work with Ayton, Luca, and LeBron this year?
All right, I got a couple of them that I'm interested to see. It starts with the Lakers, of course, but mine is being LeBron's not going to be there for a couple of weeks. That's that's an interesting story. His first
For the
opening night,
first month.
yeah, this is the first opening night that he missed his whole career. So I made a statement last year, and everybody jumped on me about that. I said the Lakers would be a better team if they only had if they only had LeBron than they would be if they only had Luca. Well, we've seen them with only LeBron. Let's see how if they only have Luca, how good they do. And we'll reconvene after that first month, right? So I'm interested to see that. I'm also interested to see the other LA team that's added Bradley Beal this summer. That's gonna be an interesting thing to see how they play with a healthy Kawhi to start off the season, healthy James Harden, healthy Beal. Let's see how they really go this year. Then you have the team that I'm most interested to see, but they're not completely healthy yet, is the Dallas Mavericks. I really, really want to see them all together. I want to see them all together. They did a little number one pick picture. With Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving, and Anthony Davis. Them healthy, I would love to see how they perform together. I don't know how long Kyrie's going to be out. He's going to be out for another couple months, I'm sure, because he had the ACL, or was it Achilles? He had Achilles.
I think it was the ACL, I want to say, but regardless, he's not supposed to come back until at least April.
April?
Yeah, they're saying like 2026.
Damn. Well, I don't know. That's a long time. That's a long time.
They better be in the playoff picture.
Yeah. And Boston, I like to see what they do. Even though Tatum is like already playing basketball, he needs to chill. He needs to chill. This is not an injury where you try to rush yourself back. You'll end up ruining your whole career. All right, you'll be out here looking like Brandon Roy or somebody, man. Chill out, wait, and take your time and come back. He needs to just forfeit this whole year. He doesn't even need to try to come back. But he wants to be. Everybody wants to be Adrian Peterson. Come back and show that you're this freak athlete. No, bro, just chill. Come back when you're completely healthy. But Boston, I think they're gonna be a bad team this year, to be honest. And I want to see how they handle being a bad team after being one of the premier teams in the East for the last 10 years. But those are the stories I'm interested in seeing. Oh, let's see if anybody signs Russell Westbrook. That's crazy that he's not on the team right
now. Box office like, oh God.
I mean, I don't know if it's crazy. I mean, I don't know.
But former MVP, he still can give you a triple-double any night. You don't think there's no team in the league that could use Russell Westbrook?
I'm sure a bad team can, but I'm just saying, what's the point?
You wouldn't take him in Detroit right now?
Hell no. Hell no. I can't have all those turnovers and bad shots happening.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
All right, I'll go next.
It would make y'all a serious contender.
I'll go next. I think the most interested thing I'm in, the most thing I'm interested in is who's coming out the East. You know, Boston has Tatum out, Halliburton's out. Do the Knicks take the next step? What the hell are the Sixers going to do with Embiid and Paul George? Are they ever going to see the playoffs together and actually play every single playoff game?
No.
Does Orlando or Detroit make the next step? Cleveland's in there. They had a good year last year, but I felt like none of us took them serious, and eventually they proved why. That's the thing I'm most interested in. Who is going to represent the East? And if they do, will it be a year where we actually take them serious once the finals come and we say, okay, this team can beat the Western Conference representative, or they just got there because everyone in the East out of the Stars is beat up. That's the thing I'm looking forward to most is the Eastern Conference. I'm going to keep a close eye out because if you ask me about the West, it's stronger than the East, but I also believe Oklahoma City can easily repeat. But I don't know if I believe in anybody in the East.
Okay.
All right.
I think as far as that's concerned, I think it's the Knicks probably, or you can't never count Philly out if they're healthy. That's the biggest thing with them. They just have to be healthy. And then Milwaukee, I don't know how I feel about Milwaukee. Yeah. But it should be the Knicks.
Yep. All right. Well, let's close the show with the shout outs. We'll do our NBA stuff here soon. So we'll get to that.
Okay. I'm going to give my shout outs. Shout out to y'all boys for showing up, man. Hopefully next week I can be on camera. They don't hit me with a last minute game. We had a last minute game today for volleyball, but shout out to my daughter. They fought hard this year. They have the last tournament this weekend. Nonetheless, I'm super proud of them. They didn't get the dub today, but that's okay. They working, they developing. Olivia, Daddy's proud of you. He loves you. To my baby Yanni, she was out here this past weekend. Man, it was tough seeing her go back to Ruston, but it was definitely good to have her back in the household. Having all my girls in the household with my boys and my wife, that was something cool. To have going on this weekend. And then, of course, shout out to my daughter Sky, my two sons, Tremere and Titan, and then my wife, Miss Keisha Tron. C got me having to name all these people because they jealous of what C does. And then my final take. I'll tell you why next week on the show, Luka Doncic will win the MVP.
All right. Never again. Right. He'll never give me again.
My final take is the Saints gonna keep losing, bro.
Oh, they gonna keep losing,
man. But hey, shout out to y'all, man. Another fun show. I'm looking forward to next week. We'll be back on with the NFL, college football, and of course the NBA now. And hey, man, I'm telling y'all now, Vanderbilt's gonna beat LSU.
Oh God, now he was all iffy about it. Now he's like 100% on board. Oh God.
Okay. Yeah, man. Georgia's just not that good. Remember that.
See.
All right, man. My final take is the LSU Tigers and the New Orleans Saints will win championships before the Texas Longhorns or the Indianapolis Colts do.
Oh.
And so now we'll go to my last minute shout outs. As usual goes my family, Hunter, Morgan, Tori, Christian, Ali, and Edward. Daddy, love y'all. I see you in just a second. To my beautiful wife, Latricia, I love you too. I see you in just a second. To my Pap's babies, Marcel Carter Bryant and Azaria Grace Bryant. Pap, love y'all. I see y'all in just a second. even if it's just on my screensaver. And gotta go out here and get some gas because I ain't gonna have time to get gas in the morning. So I gotta get up out of here, y'all. Appreciate
Hey,
y'all.
man, and you think you slick. Don't think I saw what you sent me. You
I
think
mean,
all that?
hey, what?
You trying to be slick.
No,
Hey, look.
that's a good deal. I'm trying to help.
Hey, man, they trying to help your team load up. Hey, I ain't lying. I looked down, I was like, man, that boy CT would be loaded.
Oh, bro. So why you worry about my team? Worry about yours. I'm trying to help your team be loaded.
Hey, bro, chill, my boy. Hey, you would be loaded. I ain't gonna lie. Especially when he book out, boy, Mike Evans about to eat.
That boy would rather hurt his own team than help mine. That's crazy.
We out, y'all. I'm gonna call you though, bro.
All right, bro.
All right,
Please.
later.